The wait in between the Fantastic Beasts movies is far too long, and we're fresh out of time turners to fix that. While it still may be a few years to see what happens in the Wizarding War, we think we've got it all figured out.
So Grindelwald doesn't seem to understand the nature of things he considers simple.
Die-hard Harry Potter fans know that Dumbledore and Grindelwald have the single greatest wizarding duel of all time. This is the event in 1945 that serves as the definitive ending for Grindelwald's war. As cool as Dumbledore's duel with Voldemort was in the Order of the Phoenix, that's really not surprising. This would be Dumbledore in his prime versus Grindelwald with the Elder Wand. We still don't even know how Dumbledore managed to break the Blood Pact or conquer the unbeatable wand. Grindelwald told Voldemort that the wand possessed a secret, so maybe there's a cheat of some kind that Dumbledore figures out? He is known for being a tricky guy.
The last one, the most important one.
Hopefully, the film series dives deeper into the possible romantic past these two great wizards had as well. For a duel that's supposed to be that epic, you need a little added drama.
You are the only wizard who is his equal.
What if I told you that Snape's tragic past, as shown in Deathly Hallows, was just the tip of the iceberg? During the time period of the Fantastic Beasts films, Snape's mother, Eileen Prince, should be at Hogwarts. That is, if the films follow all the way to the end of the war, which seems likely. Grindelwald's war against both Muggle and Wizard would likely require Muggle allies. Snape's father, Tobias, could have been in service to Grindelwald in exchange for the lie that he'd become a wizard. Let's say he meets Eileen Prince during the war, who also believes Grindelwald, and marries him.
Time to come home.
Once the war is over, and it's clear to both of them that Tobias will never be a wizard, he'd resent his magical son, Severus. This abusive environment would reinforce Snape's ideals that wizards were superior to Muggles. The only real question is, Tom Hiddleston or Benedict Cumberbatch as Tobias Snape? Talk about impossible choices.
Your father was a swine.
Potato!
The entire Fantastic Beasts franchise is barreling towards the global wizarding war that was parallel to World War II. It used to be the defining wizarding world conflict before Voldemort stole Grindelwald's thunder. While we technically have a wizarding war in Deathly Hallows, we haven't seen a lot of full-scale warfare.
Harry Potter is dead!
Imagine the movie 1917 or Dunkirk, but with wizards and monsters instead of soldiers and tanks. That's probably what we have in store for us. The only thing we have to decide now is what title they'd give to a big two-part war epic. Fantastic Beasts and the War of the Wizards? Hey, Warner Bros, you can get that title if you get Eddie Redmayne to voice our next video.
Please don't read my mind.
The Wizarding War's effects could easily be felt on our favorite school, Hogwarts. Since Dumbledore is obviously going to have a bigger role moving forward, Hogwarts might be the next setting. Perhaps Hogwarts is turning into a field hospital like Downton Abbey was during World War I. Downton Abbey is a real place, right? Wait, maybe don't answer that. Seeing as Hogwarts is a magical fortress, it would make sense to use it as a refuge.
Out of my way, out of my way! Should have been brought straight to me.
Can you imagine the Great Hall used as a triage? Can they add in something about how Professor McGonagall in Crimes of Grindelwald was Minerva's mother? Because that cameo made every Potterhead very confused. Not to mention the fact that there are a few terrifying things that we know happened at Hogwarts during this time.
And his name is Voldemort. Phileas, you might as well use it. He's going to try to kill you either way.
During the war, Tom Riddle started his evil bad guy career by opening the Chamber of Secrets. While we got to see quite a few flashbacks to this time period during the second Harry Potter movie, there are still some holes. We still don't exactly know what Riddle was trying to accomplish by using the Basilisk to attack Muggle-born students.
I would be able to lead another to finish Salazar Slytherin's noble work.
If Hogwarts was being used as a hospital, maybe Tom was trying to make the school unsafe for them? Perhaps this was a way of proving himself to Grindelwald. Maybe he becomes one of Grindelwald's disciples in his war against the Muggle world. Let's be honest, who doesn't want to see Voldemort's official bad guy origin story? Hopefully they do a better job than Darth Vader's.
I can make bad things happen to people who are mean to me.
If Tom Riddle opens the Chamber of Secrets during the film series, that means young Hagrid gets framed for it. Hagrid becomes an expert on magical creatures. But how did he learn so much if he did not graduate? If there was a magical creature terrorizing Hogwarts, who would Dumbledore call but his pal Newt? Please let us see Newt on the basilisk, that would be awesome. Perhaps Newt's commander figured out that Hagrid was framed and took him under his wing. A young Hagrid could act as Newt's new assistant throughout the series. Also, a war would be the perfect place for Hagrid to score a flying motorbike. Maybe he had it first before Sirius got it, and they just traded back and forth. A motorbike timeshare.
Hold tight, Harry. 1.
We were all super surprised when a human Nagini showed up in Crimes of Grindelwald, but what's coming next? Last we saw of her, she was at Hogwarts. Maybe that's where she stayed. She could have befriended a young Tom Riddle and helped him deal with his basilisk buddy. Who better to help with a giant snake than a snake lady? Also, this friendship could explain why Tom decided to go full snake face for his Voldemort look. Yeah, we've been wondering about that one for years.
I confess myself disappointed.
Man, things got real when Queenie shocked us all by betraying everyone for Grindelwald.
He wants what we want.
No.
The biggest hanging question from that film is what's going to happen with her. It looked like she entered into a Goblet of Fire-esque deal when she crossed the fire to Grindelwald. So if she breaks it, maybe she loses her magical powers. Of course, this would lead to a happy ending because she'd lose her painful psychic abilities and be able to marry Jacob. She's gotta have a happy ending coming, right, guys? Right?
Why is it wrong to want to marry you? To want to have a family?
The one moment in Crimes of Grindelwald that made every Potterhead spit take their soda was that infamous Credence scene. We're all desperate to learn how Credence is a Dumbledore and what's going to happen.
The name I now restore to you, Aurelius Dumbledore.
Well, one theory is that he's somehow a reincarnation of Albus's sister, Ariana. We know that she got hit with a curse during the duel between Albus, Aberforth, and Grindelwald that took her life. We don't know what curse it was or why Albus was so secretive about the moment all these years. Well, aside from the fact that the whole thing is his fault, it would be kinda cool to see that scene that was referenced in Deathly Hallows. Aberforth always got the short end of the Dumbledore stick, so it would be cool to see a younger him too. If Credence Aurelius accepts who he truly is, maybe he'll finally find the peace he's been looking for. You know, peace and a better haircut.
Does this make sense?
So far, there's been quite a disconnect from the Newt storyline and the Grindelwald storyline. From the looks of it, the wizarding world is where things are going to change. We've seen Newt wrangle all sorts of beasts in the series, but what if all of those beasts end up becoming vitally important to the war? Can you imagine a scene where Newt unleashes Erumpents, Graphorns, and Nundoos and more at an army of wizards? It would be the best way to show Newt for the ultimate Pokemon master that he is.
He has some attachment issues. Now come on, Pickett.
Though to be honest, what we all really want to see Newt do is ride a dragon and ride it into a World War II battle. Tell me that doesn't sound like the coolest thing you'd ever see. How could they possibly do a battle scene better than that? Then, if the Muggles saw what happened, he could always use a Thunderbird to erase their memories again.
I was intending to wait until we got to Arizona.
So, if Queenie and Jacob get a happy ending, how does that lead into the main Harry Potter series? Well, what if they end up being Hermione Granger's maternal grandparents? This would be an incredibly sweet way to integrate the two best characters from the prequel series to the main one. We never learn much about Hermione's mother, so there's no reason why she couldn't be the daughter of Queenie and Jacob. This would also explain why Hermione was such a powerful witch.
You're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
If her grandmother had suppressed magical abilities, maybe that's how she got hers. It is kind of sad that she didn't inherit any of Jacob's awesome baking skills. Say what you want about casting magic spells, but that doesn't compare to making a good chocolate chip cookie. That's real magic right there.
I married Jacob.
Some fans have been confused about how exactly Harry Potter is so rich in the series. Well, if you didn't already know, his grandfather, FLEAMONT Potter, made a huge fortune off of his famous hair potion.
And does Mr. Harry Potter have his key?
So it would be perfect if the series figured out how to bring FLEAMONT into the Wizarding War conflict. A man of his wealth would be a really great help to the war effort and would really fill in an important plot point. Also, we could see the birth of James Potter and FLEAMONT taking in a young Sirius. This could lead us right into the Marauders film series about James and his friends that we all want, even if James is kind of a jerk sometimes.
Come on, Snivy. Give me a good one. Right to the jaw.
If Hermione and Harry's grandparents get cameos in the series, then there's definitely room for another red-headed Weasley. Crimes of Grindelwald made quite a lot of fuss over the Black family, but there's another scandal it could cover. Septimus Weasley married Cedrella Black and caused quite the stir among the Black family. They disapproved of Septimus, but that's hardly surprising. The Black family is pretty well known for disapproving of things. That, and who wants to see their daughter marry a guy named Septimus? Thank God the Weasleys didn't name Ron after him. His life was hard enough. Imagine the scene where Septimus and Cedrella actually buy the burrow to start their family. It would start as just a little house that we all know would become the silliest and coziest place in the wizarding world.
Well, you best hope I don't put bars on your window, Ronald Weasley.
The last ancestor we definitely need to see in the series is Abraxas Malfoy, Lucius Malfoy's legendary father. We know that he participated in a conspiracy to overthrow the Minister of Magic, but not much else. It wouldn't be crazy at all to see that Abraxas was part of Grindelwald's army. In fact, it would be a little weird if he wasn't. The Malfoys are known for hating muggles and other wizards more than anything else.
No one asked your opinion, you filthy little mudblood.
As far as actors go, there's only one who fits the bill as the ultimate patriarch of the Malfoy family, Charles Dance, who played Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones. Can you imagine anyone else being the father of someone as cold and calculating as Lucius Malfoy?
You lost me, my servant!
The Fantastic Beasts series is going to need to find a way to link itself to Harry Potter, and there's a great option. We know that Hagrid comes across an amazing beast known as Fluffy, but it's been a mystery as to who he got the creature from. In the books, it says that he got it from a Greek person, but that could have been a lie. It would be kind of perfect if Newt was the one who gave Fluffy to Hagrid. This would be the perfect bridge to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Plus, don't you want to see a puppy version of Fluffy? A cute, three-headed little guy who just wants to bite your head off but he doesn't have any teeth? That's a stuffed animal that would sell better than Niffler. And there you have it, all of the ways that Fantastic Beasts could connect to Harry Potter. Shout out to commenter Chris Vicka for giving us the idea. Do you think that they should follow up with a Marauders franchise? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to The Things for all the best from the wizarding world.